you just come my way.
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? In this video I want to talk about decentering men. Now I heard about this topic from TikTok, and I just found it to be very interesting, the idea of decentering men, right? Let's get to it. Let's get to talking about it, okay? So now I think that a lot of women tend to make their men or their boyfriend or their husbands their end all be all, right? Meaning that when we go out on like girl dates and stuff, we go out to eat, the main conversation is a man. We go get some beverages, the main conversation is a man. We go shopping, the main conversation is a man. So have you ever noticed that when you become single, it's like very, very hard when your friends are all in relationships? Because all they want to talk about is who you're dating, who you're about to see, who you hooking up with, who you conversating with, versus this amazing dinner, versus that amazing wardrobe option, that amazing hairstyle if you guys go get your hair done, your nails done, that amazing nails. They want to talk about just who you dating and what's going on. And it's because a lot of the times women have made men their focus, right? And the problem with that is that as a woman, it brings us back like the back in the daytime where we are taught that we are to serve a man in one way or another. And it becomes very, very hard for us to have companionship and relationships outside of relationships, and just period. You know, when you center a man, when you don't have a man, it really feels like you're missing out on something, or you're lonely, or life is just passing you by. And honestly, it should not be that way, right? Anything like a relationship should be an added on bonus to who you already are, what you already have inside, all of these great things about these great qualities about yourself. Your man or your relationship should not be your personality, you know? The person that you talk to should not be like everything to you. I'm not saying you shouldn't love your person, because you can decenter a man and still have a man. It's just don't make that your driving focus in life, you know? They tell men to find your career because men are supposed to be protectors and providers. So find your career, find, a way to make money, a way to survive before you even think about a woman. Because if you can't take care of a woman, then they teach men that their purpose is not really high in relationship, right? Whether that's true or not, that's a whole nother video. But that was my point, is saying that women need to construct their focus to not be solely based off of a man, I think about the women back in the day, like our grandmothers, aunties, whatever. I know there was a trend going around about how these young girls ended up getting married much younger back in the day, where men were being abusive in one way or another, whether it be physical abuse and verbal abuse back in the day. And I say that because the women were marrying very, very young, and it was almost creepy, because I remember they were saying how, like, grandma, you little victim.
Grandma, you little victim? What the fuck?
Because it'd be like these older men finding these younger women and their parents or their family marrying them off because, they didn't have money, they didn't have means, they could barely take care of that child, So they thought like, hey, I'm going to marry her off young. And in most cases, these women don't have skills, these women don't have anything, so they're taught to like depend on their husband, be with their husbands, just rely on a man.
So she wasn't able to divorce my grandfather because she didn't have her own bank account, and so she ended up having to get the only job that she could get. My grandmother had this conversation with me before she died when I was 15, where she told me, if you get married and it goes wrong, you need to know how to poison someone and shut up about it, because I made the wrong choice with your grandfather by letting him live. So there you go.
And that over time have became just man focused. You're taught that you're supposed to be to serve, and that's kind of been passed down, that thought process, to a lot of us women existing and being present in society. We're being taught that, hey, your position as a woman is to serve a man, and who are you without a man? And I think that when you bring up conversations like decentering men, and it's not saying that when you have a man, you don't love that man, you don't treat him of value, it's not saying those things, okay? Because it's like no different from when you go to college. Just my opinion. When you go to college, you go for a career, student loans, debt, whatever, to get in this career, right? But there's a time when you leave the career where it's not all about the career. You have other things going on in your life. It's how you are with your relationships. You have a time to where this is your husband, this is your man, this is who you love, all of these things, right? But when you leave that person, you have a life outside of that person. You have things going on outside of that person. It should not be, even when you leave that person, your whole life is about that person. Everything is about that person. And this is just, no. When you decenter men, you're able to go on dates alone. You're able to just spend time by yourself. You're able to hear yourself think. You know, you don't have to check on the person every second of every day. You don't always have to worry what they're doing, what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? You create spaces for you guys to grow as individual. You know, if you're single, spend some time by yourself. Don't be in a rush to get in relationships, because what I've noticed is when you're single and you're a decentering man, you just thrive better, you know, because in every situation when you're single, it's like, I'm doing this to get a man. I gotta wear this hairstyle to get a man. You almost forget about yourself. Forget about who you are. Forget about what you like. Forget about the things that you like. You know what I'm saying? I remember when my daughter's dad and I broke up, the biggest thing that I was doing was finding myself again, right? And I realized I love candles, you know? I did not know that while being with him. There's a certain type of peace that candles give me. I never knew that while being with that man. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always focused on what he liked. Okay, like if I bought something, I wonder how he's gonna feel about it. Or if I cook something, you know what I'm saying? Now I cook for me. I cook, you know what I'm saying? Get what I like, what I want to eat, you know what I'm saying? What I find attractive, what makes me feel like I'm a more attractive, because you bring your self-confidence up. Girl, yes, girl. You know what I'm saying? You just feel better when you're focused, like decenter men, and you find out what your main focus should be yourself, and whoever you end up being with will be an added on bonus. You know what I'm saying? But when you make everything, it almost is like a struggle to find out what you like, what you want all over again. Don't lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? You guys will get where I'm coming from with that. So decentering men, it got to be a new age thing, because back in the day, people was not doing that. That was not the conversation. But I think it's very important as women to gain back our self-love, to gain back our value, to gain back on how we feel about ourselves, to stop focusing and centering men in your whole life and what you do and how you move. You know what I'm saying? I understand that if you have a relationship, you can decenter men period, in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, meaning that you take yourself into account, you take what you want into account. If you're single, that's the most time that I think that decentering men would be the best, because I think that when you're not focusing on the person that you want, the person that you want will come in your life naturally based on how you're radiating as your frequency. Y'all know I'm not a technical, the label girl, but your frequency, the type of energy that you possess is going to attract, you are what you attract, you know what I'm saying? You're going to attract the right energy because you possess that. You're going to be that. You're going to walk in confidence, and the right man is going to be like, oh, I'm attracted to that, and you can able to keep that up. But if you censor a man on what you think this man might want and all of that, and that's just your main focus, you kind of lose sight of yourself and who you are. And the goal and the journey in life is to grow, to thrive, to be better, to be better today than you was yesterday. So that's why I think that it's pretty cool, this whole new decentering men thing. And you could decenter men in a relationship as well. Your partner doesn't have to be your end all be all, especially if it's not your husband. If you are married, I think there's a fair balance to that, if you are married. But I'm just speaking of the people that like tend to make their person their entire life, and I don't think you should do that. And in cases where women censor men, let's say your man lose a job, or your man lose money in way he's not able to provide for you, because they teach you a man is supposed to be a protector and a provider, then you're able to thrive. You're able to, hey, okay, so this is what I was doing prior to that. It wouldn't be a big focus, or you know what I'm saying, or when your man has something going on. There's been people, my man is doing this for job, for work right now, so my whole life is structured around what he has going on, and it shouldn't be that way. Whatever the person has going on within their life, it should definitely affect you because you guys are together. But when they start, like, when something changes for them and your whole life is shifted, you're centering a man too much into your life, in my opinion. I think decent, yeah, I broke a nail, guys. Y'all see that right here, but the rest is cool. I'm gonna get them done soon. But yeah, I just think it's just very, very cool in this day and age that people are, you know, looking to decenter men, and just trying to focus on themselves, growth within themselves. Because I feel like you want to be with somebody that you're in alignment with, right? And later on, as you find your way, or you're on your road to your purpose, or what you want to do, you're focusing on your your right self. The right person is gonna come in alignment, and y'all goals are gonna match, and it's gonna just fit effortlessly, and it's gonna happen as you guys are focusing on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are too focused on somebody else, be it in a relationship or whatever, then it makes them feel as though that they have to like make you a main focus, you know. And I think that individuals need to make their self happy and come to the table already happy with what they need, and y'all just compliment each other. I don't think the person that it's a lot to put that type of responsibility on somebody to be your happiness, to be something for you, whether it's whatever you need in that moment. You should just be what you are going to be for yourself, and the right person is going to come and compliment that, and you guys are going to, you know, exist together. But when you center men, you just make that man your end all be all. And I think that in this day and age, women need to take an account and just, you know what I'm saying, put yourself first, okay? Decenter a man in your life. I think it's pretty cool, in my opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all think I'm tripping, y'all think it's just weird energy to, and decentering men does not mean excluding men. You can have a man, you know what I'm saying? It's just not setting up yourself to make a man your end all be all. And this is just to me what decentering men mean to me. Don't exclude a man, because males are going to exist, be it fathers, uncles, cousins, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Males exist in society. And it's okay to have male friendships and people that you're cool with. Relationships, family members, you know what I'm saying? I just think that you should not make a man or your relationship your main focus, okay? You should focus on yourself as well. Let that be a layer to who you are, but don't make that your end all be all. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think.